Okay, guys, I'm back. I just wanted to come back and chat about this whole thing with Sophia and the demiurge, and to talk a little bit more about the messages that I'm picking up from Lilith, and just that whole thing. First of all, the one thing that I want to do is make sure that my phone is charging up, and there we go. So when it comes to this, what I noticed is that amongst my research, when I was researching Sophia in particular on TikTok, I noticed that there was a couple of videos that was mentioning Christian witches. There is no such thing as a Christian witch. There is no such thing. That cannot be. You know, and so yeah, it's been people have been making this a topic of debate, but it's not. In fact, it has nothing to do with the other. It says it's forbidden. Witchcraft is forbidden. The Bible is filled with misogyny and hatred for women, in particular witches. And so there's just no such thing. But I was picking up on some messages from Lilith, and she is extremely frustrated with this whole thing of Gnosticism. She's really frustrated. And the one thing that I got when I was doing my research and my divination from Lilith was the association. The fact that Lilith was ever mentioned in the Bible and was removed was by her choice. Lilith does not want to be associated with the Bible nor Adam. She doesn't want to be included in that story. And Lilith is actually in a rage with that. And she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it when people relate her to the Bible. Which is probably why she was eventually removed from the Bible. There are some people that will say that Lilith is the Jezebel spirit, and she is not. The Jezebel spirit is the spirit of a tortured woman that was tortured by the church, ravaged, and it's the Jezebel spirit kind of reminds me of screaming banshee of the Bible. The frustrated woman that is being controlled by these spirits of these men, and she doesn't want to. And that's why she does what she does. But the one thing that I wanted to talk about, and I really want to get you guys' feedback on this, Lilith doesn't like it when people associate her with the Bible or Adam, which is why she was removed. And that was of her own doing. The people will make videos saying, oh, well, Lilith was removed from the Bible. She doesn't want any association with that. In fact, she existed far before that. And by the way, Satan, Lucifer, they don't want to be associated with the Bible either, which is the very interesting thing about it. They don't want an association. But going back to Lilith, she actually really feels violated when people try to associate her with the Bible. Hecate is very dismissive with the whole thing. She's like, we're witches. We don't have anything to do with that. Literally, that's what I got from Hecate. She was just dead ass serious about that. Like, she was literally like, no. And you know what? Let's go ahead and make sure that this is, not an affliction. Now, Hecate being a god of Saturn, it's very important. Hecate is very important because the demiurge and Bible spirits such as Sophia works within the shadows of Saturn, which is why they limit. And when I say shadows, I mean the past. And they are invoked into the current by people invoking them. However, the way that Hecate, Lilith, as well as Santa Martha sees it is that they do nothing but cause obstacles, delays, and problems and chaos. I remember not even knowing that I had defeated the demiurge in 2016. It did not come back, the demiurge did not come back into my life until I became close with a Christian man, which is when the limitations and the blocking of my witch's power started. And this man literally still tries to force himself into my life while claiming that he doesn't want to be in my life one day, and then the next day claiming that he does. So, but I remember, just thinking back like, oh, okay, so that is where that energy comes from, as to why I felt just restricted, and the restriction got worse, not just when it came to finances, but the restriction got worse when it came to everything. It was literally like I was dying. His energy being associated with that literally put me in a position to where my physical self began to deteriorate very quickly. The funny thing about it is that I have been watching him deteriorate. However, he just insists on being a part of that religion, which basically, when it comes to the whole chaotic situation with the demiurge, with Yahweh, with Sophia, this is about pretty much canceling out your physical reality. So then that would make a lot of sense as to why people would feel like they're being fed on. But in reality, maybe they are being fed on, but perhaps it has something to do with your mind, body, and spirit not being unified, that of which it has to be. And, in order for your physical reality to flourish just within your physical being. But that whole Gnosticism thing, which again, Hecate says we don't have anything to do with that, like that's weird, is all about not having a physical body or a physical reality, which is weird because that has no place unless you're deceased. Then obviously, you would still have a physical body. You just be, it would just be gone. It wouldn't be functioning, but you would, So, I'm out of time, guys. I just wanted to come and give that concept, and I'm going to make one more video on this because I want to talk about something real quick.